Hello, my name is Jason Barleri, and today I'll be talking to you about massing and architecture and how it applied to my design, which is a 70-unit apartment located in New York, more specifically in Harlem, New York, and that was my design project this semester. So, a brief description of what massing and architecture is what this guy is showing here. This is a simple massing model, and it's the basic outline, shape, of form of my design that I want to present to my case professor, but in real world a client, and give them the overall sense of what the building is going to look like. So for my project specifically, this was residential, and I want to break the residents into three groups, and hence why we have three masses all here. So the three groups I want to break it down to was one being brownstones, two being the residential, and three being the student apartments. So this massing model, the way I made it was, since these three different units and sections of living were ideal to my design, I built the model in those three different units, and it allowed me to shift and play around and see how these three different masses could combine into one shape and form, and how it react to the site. So the biggest thing that we see with the massing models that we really want to know is how it reacts to light. And if this was sitting in a site right here, the sun would be coming from this corner. So to reenact the sunlight, we could just quickly shine a light here, and amazingly we could see the shadows that this massing will create, and it will mimic the same exact ones that we will see if this was actually to be built. So for my project, I was really worried about this middle area. So let's turn this here. And this middle area was to be my courtyard, and the rest of the rooftop to be my park. So throughout the day, I wanted to maximize the amount of sunlight that I would be getting to the courtyard and the three tiers of the park. And with that being my main concern, I can now take the light and prove that yes, this massing throughout the whole day, as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west until it's nighttime here, that this courtyard and three-tier park will receive the max light. And the way it's easy to prove, because the massing model easily shows that it's not until it's all the way down here at nighttime that it's finally dark, but during the day, the light never changes onto the park or the courtyard or casting shadows. So with the massing, besides telling us how light reacts, which is essential to the project, we also know about how it will actually look into the site. So we can now take this model and put it into a site model and see how this apartment complex will now react with the existing conditions. So with my conditions here, this being the sidewalk and the front entry, I wanted to recess the front entry back to indicate to the public that yes, this is where the entry is. So you would see this flat here against the sidewalk, and it's onto that indentation that allows the public to then know that this is the front entry, and we show this through the massing model. Also with the massing model, with my project being dedicated to having a whole rooftop park, I could show the three tiers here, and I could show where I extruded them. This one being the brownstones going down, this being the student living showing that I extruded up, and this being the residential, which stayed at the same level, to maximize the light and to show how you could get to each three tiers through the core. So we see our main core here that allows us to get to all three of these parks. So massing models, in conclusion, are very important in architecture. This one model alone could help show a variety of things architecturally that we can now answer, so such as light, where we enter, how it reacts to the sun, how in my case the parks work, and how we could get to those parks. So massing is something that should not be overlooked. It should be something that should be appreciated into architecture, and it's something that we could use in the real world to get a main idea and thought and a simple concept and present to the client. And then it's a physical aspect too, that it's tangible, you can move it around, you can see different ideas and variations. It helps the thought process and it helps architects enhance their design and build greater projects. Thank you.